Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining our call today. We really appreciate it. For those of you that don't know me, you only know me and Pat are doing this, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm born in England, born and bred, grew up in a place called Peterborough, moved down to London when I was in my teens, and I pretty much grew up in South London. I started dancing at a very young age. I went to an academy, and a very exclusive academy up in North England, Midlands Academy of Dance and Drama, so I did acting as well. When I was 17, I left and I went down to London. And since then, I have performed on pretty much every TV show there is in Europe. I would say I performed with artists and singers internationally. I've done 13 tours and 2 world tours in my time with some very famous people. I was with Whitney Houston for a while, and so on and so on. I end up getting approached by Channing Tatum and Alison and the people from Magic Mike. They approached me after one of my tours. Since then, I've been dancing 12 years non-stop. I had a lot of pain, especially my knees and my back and my shoulders. When I came over doing Magic Mike for the last 3 years, I started learning a new trade, which was aerial, doing straps, pretty much Circus Soleil in the Magic Mike show. So doing the aerial number also takes a different type of muscle, different type of brain mentality. I'm spinning around the room so quick, I have to just reach out and hope that that rope's there. If I don't grab it, I fall out and probably die. But I didn't die, I'm here. But cut a long story short, about a year and a half into being here in Vegas, I had a car accident. And the car accident, I was extremely lucky. I was in an SUV type car, but if I was in a normal car, the truck that hit me would have went over the top, and I most likely wouldn't be here today. But the crash happened, and what happened was my knees hit the dashboard. Me holding onto the steering wheel tore my shoulders and my back, and I had 2 herniated discs in my neck and a protrusion in my spine. So going through the whole process of the car insurance, you have to see a specialist to get all the information for your car insurance, you know, for the policy and what's what with all the insurance. I ended up meeting a lady called Frankie on one of my first meetings with the doctor. And she was like, oh, you should get stem cells. And I was like, you know what? I know my body needs it. I've had 17 years of dropping to my knees, flying from the sky, you know, like just a lot of trauma. And I was so busy that my body never repaired, you know? So there's only so much of being a man you can be. You can be a man, have wear and tear, and just suck it up and get on with it. But after a couple of years, it starts to make its toll. Now, I had this car accident that pretty much broke me. And on top of that, during the show, I got dropped to my neck in aerial. I drop from the sky, and I actually hit the stomach of the physiotherapist of the show. So my neck hit her and cracked, which literally put me out for a couple of days. I literally lived on coffee pre-workout. And Advil and painkillers. So a year went by, I was busted up. The boys in the show know, I just kept doing it for the boys, because if one boy's out, all the other boys in the show have to rotate and do each other's job, and it's a lot more work for the boys. More boys that are out, the more work it is, and it's just, you know, you're a team, so you got to suck it up. Long story short, a year later, I bump into Frankie in the lobby of the hotel, and she was like, hey, did you ever get your stem cells? And I was like, no, I didn't. And she goes, why not? And I said, well, I can't afford $10,000 for one injection, and I need it in 7 different places in my body. That's like $70,000, and that's just one hit in each place. And she goes, you know what, I'll do you a favor. We at R3 Stem Cell, we do injections. Now, if you come to one of our training seminars, we will give you stem cells. We basically teach other doctors And I said, you're pulling my leg. I don't believe you. What's the catch? And she goes, no, just turn up at this time. She goes, let me help you. And I was like, okay, thank you. So I turn up. I get these injections. First of all, they started off with my knee. They did 2 injections in my knee. 2 months later, they go and do my 2 herniated discs through my neck. Injection on C3, C4. And then they went and did my herniated disc. And then they went and did my elbow and 3 points in my shoulder. Now I started to feel a little bit different after about a month or 2. And then I went back in for my knees because my knees don't produce cartilage anymore. It's just bone on bone and it cracks and it's extremely painful. I couldn't even sleep. So now we're coming up to COVID time. So I get this phone call from Patrick, and Patrick tells me, hey mate, I've got something for you. Peter told me about these patches. They activate your own body stem cells. And I was like, okay mate, okay. I thought it was just like a gimmick. But so he came to the house and he was like, mate, I want you to try these. And I was like, okay mate, I'll try them. He's my best friend. So I was like, okay mate, whatever you want, I'll do for you. Got you. So he gave me 5 patches. The first 3 days, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. But the first thing that happened was my dream. I had this crazy dream about day 4. And I was like I couldn't sleep, mind you, because when my knees touch, I have to put a pillow in between my knees because it's so sore, because then, they're just painful anyway, just to sleep. And then when you stretch, every time I stretch, my legs shake. So there's more pain there as well. So day 5 come in, I have these dreams, and Pat goes, I think you should have some more. And I said, okay. And he had a bunch more. So he ended up giving me like 10. So over the course of the 15 days, probably day 11, I was sleeping really, really well. I was waking up at like 7 in the morning, like vision. Like it was like I was, and the people on this call today, what I'm talking about with the clarity, when you feel like you're seeing better, but it's your brain waking up. So I've now been on the patches 5 months and I have 0 pain, none. To the point where even my herniated discs, where when I rotate my shoulders up, when I look up, my shoulders normally come up. I'm now able to go all the way back, left and right, like it's oiled up, like it's, and then I've started riding my bike. Like before I couldn't ride my bike because my knees, it was just too painful for my knees. Even in the gym, like squatting was an absolute no. Like I'd go to the gym with Pat and I'd be like, yeah, leg day is all you, mate. I can't do leg day. But I love leg day now. Leg day is one of my favorites just because it's like, I've never done it for so many years. And now I enjoy it because I'm in no pain. And also headaches. I don't have any headaches anymore because of my herniated discs. It was doing so much. I was so tight here that my headaches have gone. So now coming from the journey of, 15 years of professional performing to the highest level you can possibly have. I'm in one of the most famous shows, male review shows in the world. Everyone knows what Magic Mike is, the new Channing Tatum is. But now being introduced to LifeWave, to the point where I now don't have to tell my creative director and choreographer that I don't want to do the job anymore because it's too painful for me. I'm now in March when we start again. I'm so excited because I'm a new me. I feel like I'm 18 again, So that's pretty much my story. And the other testimonial I have is my hair. Now, I didn't want to do a before and after, but Patrick obviously cuts my hair as well. We're very busy boys, and we've been taking photos of my hair, my thinning part on the back for the last 4 months. Now, it wasn't until, he's laughing now, but it wasn't until I want to say 2 weeks ago, on the crown, pushing this way, it's actually got darker. Now, I'll show you a little picture on my phone. I have it here anyway. Okay, so this, if you can see it, was August, okay? It was August. This is pretty much today. See that dark bit?
5 months, right?
Yeah, so that's my other thing. And that was one of the main things about, I'm also fighting the DNA of my dad. My dad's bald, my granddad was bald, so it's in my DNA. So I'm fighting it. But I believe what's going on in my body, how I feel is incredible. So that's the dark part coming back. And you can't really see it on the photo in here, but also the light parts around here are actually starting to thicken. So that's my personal on my hair. So I'd love to know what it looks like in a year.